Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Contest of Champions news. It's your Wednesday 24th of October edition of Marvel Contest of Champions news. So let's roll the title sequence. Now in this edition of Marvel Contest of Champions news, there is some stuff that we need to cover. Some disconnection issues, some very weird disconnection issues. Obviously we've got the next arena to look at predictions for, and as well continue on with a few other opinion polls and stories, including that 5-star Awakening gem offer that came out of nowhere, like Randy Orton. Our first story kicks us off in the forum for a post about the most underrated champion, and surprise surprise, it is Hawkeye that has got the nod as being one of the most underrated champions so far. Things could all change. We've got Winter Soldier coming in close with Psylocke, and I do rate Psylocke, I quite like her. Improvements to Winter Soldier have made him a more interesting champion for the player base, and it just goes to show you that the community is well behind this. It's a shame that you have to have the Taskmaster synergy in order to improve that kind of hemorrhage, and it would be a champion that deserves a better boost, a better buff than he has already. But having a decent link-up synergy with Quake is still pretty nice, and is a champion well rated, especially when you look at the MCU and the fact that he is underrated in that. He even knows it, and that's the cool thing. He even goes like, I'm just a guy with a bow and arrows, and like all these people have superpowers and he doesn't. Or, you know, there are people that are incredibly skilled like Black Widow, but a lot of them do have superpowers. So yeah, I think he's incredibly underrated. And now on to our odd bug, and this is submitted by Save Me Jeebus X. Great name. The problem is all about disconnect based on a request. So the story is, he's got a 1-star champion. Well, he hasn't got a 1-star champion, but the person requesting him has a 1-star champion. And as a result, it means that when he rejects it, it drops his connection. It's kind of weird. And just after that, 2 other people come up with the same problem. Kabam Videos has reported this to the game team. Hopefully that they look into this. It doesn't seem to be so much of a critical issue, but it does seem that something is quite unusual. Even though the person that posted, Save Me Jeebus, has said that this could be similar to an issue that he's had with his PS4. Is this going to be on the same lane or same kind of variety? Hopefully not, and this is very much an isolated issue. Personally, I haven't experienced that, but if you have and feel that you're worried about it, then go to the link in this forum post and have your say and let the Kabam team know. Now, we all enjoy MCOC funnies and funny things. I'm still at the moment trying to develop and continue and hopefully get it done in the next month, Contest of Memes 4. But in the meantime, there's lots of funny things for the community that they've quite kindly posted. In particular, this post here called Love Handles. So Grounded Wisdom has put in this post and kind of found funny names. So let's have a look at some funny names that's found by people. First of all, we've got something for you Star Trek fans. We have got Spock always, Cook never, and Sulu sometimes. For you forum aficionados, you'll know that you'll see this all the time, but rank down tickets. You'd hate to face up against these 2 in Alliance Wars, and that is Lost Connection and Insane Lags. For the toilet humour among you, you'll enjoy this one, Butt Sniff. Now sticking with the toilet humour and the filth, William Pounder to end off with. But if you've got a suggestion, then please go to this forum post and put your funny name. It's kind of good to see these things, and it's kind of different from the meme thread, and it's a little bit of comedy. You've got a bit of laugh. So if you know of a funny name, you've seen a funny name, put it in this post, and we'll probably revisit this in a future Marvel Contest of Champions news and have a laugh. Ha ha ha. So the question on everybody's lips and on my live stream last night was, did I buy the Awakening deal? The 5-star Awakening deal went in yesterday and ran for 24 hours. Did I pick it up? No, I didn't. I probably kind of feel that I should have got it, but that was only at about 7 PM this evening in the UK, so I really kind of lucked out with that with time. But it's hard to make a decision on this stuff, and it seems like the community were a bit kind of on the subject, with many people voting to say that they didn't get the deal. A good majority said they did, which is, you know, still good. No problems if you wanted to get the deal. No problem if you didn't want to get the deal. That's the thing. It's not forced upon you. You're not tied and said, buy this deal. It's a choice. And whether or not you get something good out of it, great. If you get something poor out of it, that's a bit sad, but it is what it is. But also, people are looking towards Cyber Monday. And with the build up with Cyber Monday, people are waiting to see what could be delivered. Me personally, yeah, it's a big month in November. We've got Aegon going in and we've got the champion. You know, the champion. It's not the champ, it's the champion of champions. So, you know, that's one champion that I'm going for. So hopefully the Cyber Monday deal is a good one. Hopefully it's something that entices me to spend, you know, the dollary doo-doos. But this did open the floodgates for people's response to it. This one here. Y'all really out there dropping $69 from Awakening Gym? Ha 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 ha. As this person would say, I can imagine that's how exactly they speak. But it's, you know, up to you whether or not you get the deal or not. People then went to the Marvel Contest of Champions community Facebook page and had their say, putting this little meme up here about the value of money. And I do say where people are coming from. In the UK, that deal cost me £64.99 if I chose to buy it, which I didn't. But the value of it is equal to, and also having some change left over, if I wanted to get the new Red Dead Redemption game, which is a game that I could get and have hours and hours, maybe even weeks and months of value from. And then it's a case that I could then have a takeaway for that and probably then have enough money still left over to have a quarter of my weekly shopping budget. Yeah, it's quite striking when you think about the value of that money. Or I could pay bills. Or I could do whatever really I needed to. Put petrol in my car. It's a very odd game. If you've got expendable income, this game is obviously fine, and there's no problem if you spend or don't spend. But when you look at the value of things and what you're actually getting back, you've got a random chance of getting something, and it could be something you don't like. So maybe for $64.99 it should have been a generic. But hey, I can't make the rules. Let's hope that something better comes around on Cyber Monday. And were people maybe a bit too premature to buy? We don't know. We'll see what happens on Cyber Monday. On to our next story, and dungeons. Are you still, or are you continuing to grind dungeons? Have you given up? That seems to be the question that has been asked to the community, and it's been answered in a very kind of mixed way. It seems like a good chunk of people are not grinding out, and a good chunk are. So I reckon it's more of like a 50-50 split, which is disappointing for content that Kabam are putting in. And even though dungeon and the dark artifacts thing are permanent currency, which is good, and it means you can, you know, continue rolling that over from month in, month out. It seems that we're going on an extended break of dungeons. Maybe Kabam have had a look at the numbers and seen less people grinding out the content. And I think if it's boring and not a lot of people are grinding out, then is there any point to continuing that over? A lot of people have said as well that they're doing it in order to kind of continue on and get the eventual 5-star. Some and most people are commenting that they are either getting something good or they're getting something bad. It is hard to know where the community lies on this. So if anybody wants to do an opinion poll on this, are you grinding out dungeons still? It'll be quite interesting. It's not like, you know, we're saying, okay, with the Cult Labs, you know, same principle. I think we're on a 50-50 split. I don't know if Kabam should look into something a little bit newer to put into the game, another game, a different game mode that would be better for the community to have, as overloading, like having dungeons, occult labs, and a new type of difficulty of event quest added on. Are we overloading? Are we doing a little bit of overload? But not a lot of people are complaining about the extent of content in the game than in previous times. Well, whether or not those people that intensely grind are kind of falling off the game, I don't know. Either way, it seems like, and as we know, dungeons are going to have a little bit of a further break. So hopefully Kabam can put something newer and more exciting in for us to play. Next story, and let's talk about this one. This is funny as hell. So I don't know if this is a troll account. I really don't. It's a random set of letters right up at the top there. And basically the poster started as, why is people rating Ghost better than Sparky? But then follows up with this little gem. Why? She's as bad as Hulkbuster. And at which point, there's the little gif down there of Michael Jackson eating popcorn, because it's eagerly waiting all the responses on the subject. And a lot of people can learn something. So if you're not familiar or don't know why Ghost is rated such a decent champion, then there's a video that's been done by Padman P, and as well this forum post is fantastic to teach those that maybe don't know, because I think this is done as a troll. Otherwise I would have been like, okay, well they obviously don't know, so this this post as being helpful, and people haven't been rude. In other games, they would absolutely have trashed them for this. So, you know, it's a good community that we're able to give constructive information on what seems even to be a troll post. Darkstar puts together this list of damage, which I think he's catalogued from, say, his own experience with playing with the champion, and definitely shows a lot of the damage output that Ghost can do, whether or not this is with the team of Wasp and with Hood, whether or not it's through the SP3 and certain other things, especially with the L2 putting in so much damage. Ghost is a fantastic character. However, it seems it was more of a fact-finding thing, so it wasn't a troll, so that's good in some ways. A lot of people were saying, well, you should have really done your homework first and maybe look to stuff like YouTube and other kind of opinion pieces. Matt puts out some fantastic stuff, and there's brilliant things over on the Reddit posts. So there's things there to kind of get an idea. If you're lost on a champion, I'm sure that if you typed it into Google, and it will ping up something with Reddit, or it could ping up a YouTube video. But it's also nice to kind of have that communication and conversation with your fellow Marvel Contest of Champions players. But I would suggest that if anybody wants to post it in a forum about a character that they're a bit unsure about, then put it in such a way that they're looking for help. Please help with how to play this champion. And I'm sure that a member of the community will happily just respond back and just say, oh yeah, this is how you play a certain character, or this is what to look out for with the other characters and the way you kind of damage output a huge amount. Our final story sees us over for the next arena. As we know, on Thursday we are getting Venom the Duck, a character that I got to review as part of the Marvel Contest of Champions contributor program. I thought Venom the Duck was quite good. More so as a quester. Don't really know how to kind of describe the 5-star version. The 4-star version was good. How it scales to the 5-star, I don't really have that much of experience. However, though, there are plenty of videos out there with the win at New York Comic Con. I think you were able to get the 5-star, and don't quote me on that, but I think that was given out to certain people to as a thing. Same thing with Morningstar last year. Nebula also enters in on the basic, so it's going to be a good time. Nebula I really like, actually really rate. Can't wait for it to enter back into the 5-star featured, so that's going to be quite nice. But what do I predict for Venom the Duck? Venom the Duck, I think, was probably going to go for anything around. I think he's going to go lower than normal, but I think he's going to go higher than Symbiote Supreme, edging out about a 55 to 58 mil kind of slot. The 4-star version going for around about 13.9 mil, edging over the 14 mil mark for safety. And with Nebula as the basic, I don't think she's going to go incredibly high. I think we're going to see a return back to some sort of stable 2 million for that champion. But I put in 2.5 just to be safe, but 2 million seems to be a kind of normal for that type of champion at that caliber. But 2.5 to be safe. So that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 24th of October 2018. I'm just about to get this uploaded and then do a stream of Marvel Battle Lines and see what the crack is with that, see if it's any good. But if you want to follow that, you can do. You'll see the live stream. In any case, thanks so much for watching. I've been RichTheMan. Make sure to like and subscribe. As well, hit those post notifications on so you get to see the videos when they pop up. And as always, I shall catch you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.